Welcome to Area 51, a first-person shooter made for the PlayStation 2, original Xbox, and PC in 2005. Let's just see what we're getting ourselves into in this secret base.
I thought this place was quarantined. You gotta be kidding me. What the? Holy shit!
Whoa, that intro. I think this game came out when I was in the 5th grade or something like that. Years ago, there was PlayStation Magazine that gave away demo discs in the magazine itself. First, there was the Area 51 trailer, which scared me into not being able to play the demo when that finally came in the mail. It wasn't until I rediscovered the demo disc some time ago that I actually tried the game demo out. Then, in December of 2012, Midway released the full game as freeware for the whole world to enjoy. I'll link my version of the game in the description, since the original version doesn't want to work with 16-bit operating systems like Windows 7, 8, and 10. There might be some problems with the lighting still. I don't know if that's a new hardware thing or if that was an issue on the original release. You play as Ethan Cole, a member of the Army Hazmat team assigned to take care of whatever is going down at Area 51. You might be able to recognize a few famous voices in this game. David Duchovny, who played Mulder on The X-Files, is the voice of the main character, and there's Marilyn Manson, the singer, who plays an alien. They aren't like Patrick Stewart's voice from The Elder Scrolls Oblivion either. You hear their voices throughout the game. The beginning of the game is really slow because I guess it assumes you've never played a first-person shooter before. Just check out how forgiving the shooting range is.
Okay, Cole. First one to hit all 5 targets takes home the prize. You better pop in a fresh clip there, Chief. Let's keep this fair. You're going to have to use your sights on this one. Ready? On your mark, get set, go! Two. Oh, son of a bitch! Best 2 out of 3?
On the bright side, you get this wicked sick scanning tool. It actually shows what you're looking at on the screen. This isn't the only item in the game that does this, by the way. You can scan important things, or you can use it on your allies to see what they have. This guy has, adult diapers? Okay. The action kind of starts now. I don't know exactly what this guy was doing, but bullets don't kill him. A scripted event does. His death also fixes this elevator, so the game officially starts now. Action, right off the bat. Yeah, the fuse scope is pretty cool, but holy cow, that camera shake. You might have also noticed that the UI is really tiny. It uses fixed pixels, and it's supposed to look something more like this. 1080p wasn't around in 2005, so you have to give it a small break, but dang, this is only gonna get worse if I had a 4K monitor. Look, we found a survivor!
No fucking way!
That's like something straight out of The Thing. By the way, you can tell this game was made in 2005 when the newspaper headline is about the Red Sox breaking the curse of the Bambino. For anyone like me that isn't big into baseball, The curse was a superstition that the Red Sox were unable to win a World Series title since trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees. The curse gets its name from Babe Ruth's nickname, the Bambino. Like the headline from the newspaper says, the curse was officially broken in 2004 with the Red Sox victory over the St. Louis Cardinals. Back to the game, some of these things are hard to interact with. This key was probably the hardest thing to pick up, but there's a lot of precision required to interact with panels and other things. And crouch, and there we go. As cool as these zombie mutant things are, it's time we get a new kind of target to shoot at. These bugs seem familiar though. Oh yeah, the Flood from Halo! Now, I can't tell you for certain how much inspiration Area 51 draws from Halo, but Halo did come out 3 years before Area 51 did. The Flood had a much better introduction in Halo than these bugs, but I'll get to that later. I'm saving that history lesson for later. Check out this severed arm, I need to open a door. Your squad doesn't exactly need orders, they can't die, and they kill everything. I wonder how long they'll last. Well, this is a solo game now, with double shotguns. Oh wait, here's a new team to take their place. They were okay before they put me on a turret. Here's hoping they end up like the last team. And it's a solo game! Again! The game gets a bit more interesting at this point. Ethan gets infected and doesn't die for some reason, unlike everyone else. He also gets messages from Marilyn Manson now, who picks up dead bodies and uses them like a puppet. He tells you you've been infected or something like that. Ethan then gives you a monotone explanation of his feelings.
A better death. Is there such a thing? I have to be hallucinating. Madness must be a side effect of the virus. I know this much. Chu is dead, but as long as I'm still breathing, there's nothing else but to follow that voice.
He's been monotone this whole time. I can sort of see why, because the Armory decided that he can deal with Area 51. They briefed him on all the weird things he's going to see. It's not like he's going to be running around going, "Whoa, dude, check that out." He was deemed chill enough to handle whatever alien and crazy scientific experiments that are going to go on down here. At this point, I don't know why he's not angry though. He's literally become the thing he's been shooting at this entire time, and his whole team is dead. Why aren't you upset, Ethan? Why? So you can tell you're an alien now because your vision is all wonky and time seems to be slowed down? Also, you can't use your weapons. Slapping things is your only weapon for now. You're still smart enough to push buttons on panels though. There's also these strange soldiers running around and shooting at you, and this tube thing turns you back into a human.
Scanning. Mutagen detected. Extracting.
So now you can use your weapons again! Dr. Cray, this strange science dude that's stuck in a wheelchair, notices you and tells you to come to his office. But first you find out that the mystery soldiers are actually the cleanup crew getting rid of all the evidence of what's happening here. Then there's creepy scientist dudes that have Star Trek transporters. And Dr. Cray confirms that this is in fact the Illuminati. Okay, you're kind of hit on the head with a lot of things really fast, but at least the gameplay is fun. It's Area 51. You are supposed to be taken for a ride. Hey look! Sniper rifle! This game just got 10 times better! Okay, this is a console game, so most of the levels are close quarters. Sniper rifle isn't really used much, sadly. It also shows off some of the bugginess of the AI, since I guess some of them didn't have long-range encounters programmed in very well. I'm gonna skip ahead to Dr. Cray. You learn that there was some sort of a pact with the Illuminati, and Dr. Cray broke it somehow. Also, there's Victor 5. He is my favorite character. In the short time you see him, he leaves an impression. In one of the documents you scan, it's revealed that Victor 5 is the clone of another scientist. He suffered brain damage during the cloning process, and that's why he's so different. The other characters are like, I'm an army guy, I am a scientist, I'm a freaky alien that talks with dead things. Victor 5 stands out from a performance standpoint, and Victor 5! No! Alright, Doctor, put me out of my misery. I can't live without Victor 5. Okay, enough with the sob story. Dr. Cray actually evolves your mutant powers to throw mutagen stuff. It heals you for a tiny bit, but I still like the guns. There's even a new rifle to crank up the sci-fi themes. It's pretty neat in that the projectiles bounce off of walls, and there's even a laser that predicts where the bounce goes. It turns red when it touches an enemy. The panels also start getting a bit more sci-fi too. Look, they're completely holographic! I mentioned the Flood from Halo before and the difference between it and the bugs from Elliote. First and foremost, Halo was a bit more focused on story and the creepy build-up to the only thing the Covenant fear, while Area 51 wanted pure action. Area 51 is actually the spiritual successor to a light gun arcade game from 1995. If you've ever played an arcade game before, you know that the only thing that matters is gameplay. Before you say anything about the uniform, by the way, Resident Evil was released the year after this arcade game, so this is an entirely different STARS military group. Also, the uniform was an upgrade after almost an entire decade. This is a good or bad thing depending on who you ask. That being said, there was supposed to be a direct sequel to the arcade cabinet, also called Area 51. Here's some footage advertising it. The project was cancelled when the section of Midway working on it closed down. That's when this 2005 game started being made. Also, according to the interview, Ethan Cole was supposed to be named Nick Cross and had a team of 5 instead of 3. Hey, it's like we're in a totally different game now. Look, the alien from the Game Over screen in the arcade game looks very similar to the alien in this trailer. There is a UFO inside of Area 51. Oh my goodness, you can even go inside of it. I don't know why 10-year-old me was scared of this game when something this cool would have sent him into a coma. You even get a chance to fire the cannon on the UFO. Cool! This game is waking up my inner child with all these alien things. I'm not too big into conspiracy theories, and I go most of my days without my tinfoil hat on. I don't really think there's multiple UFOs in the actual Area 51, but this is pretty dang cool. Hey! This is the start of the old demo I got years ago. It seems weird that a level this late in the game would show up as the demo, but I think it's meant to save space on the demo disc. It's just a stairwell going down. You push a button at the bottom, and then you're told to push another button at the top, and then you shoot some stuff on your way back down to the first button, and then there's enemies each and every step of the way. It's the lamest room in the game by far, but it doesn't last forever. You just might be confused over who's shooting you, since the enemies can shoot through the stairs, and that means they're right above or right below you. Hold on. What's this on-air sign for? I'll just keep quiet for this gem.
Spacecraft Endeavour and Falcon on the 11th revolution of the moon. Stand by. And we have acquisition of signal. Apollo 15. Houston standing by. Repeat. Apollo 15. Houston standing by.
Welcome to the moon.
Roger, Houston. 15 here. We've just completed a nice burn and have murmur.
Sort of. Oh crap, there's guns on the moon! Duck and cover! Okay, this is actually a movie set, but I just love this scene too much. It's a spoiler that's in almost every review of this game, and I considered leaving it out, but I make these things with the assumption that you're not actually going to play the game. You should because it's fun, but there's some games that I especially plan on doing that I really don't blame you for skipping. I'll even skip forward a bit so you miss something important. Hey, it's that guy that wiped out the second team I found. If it wasn't for the fact I need to kill him, I'd pat him on the back. Once he's down, Marilyn Manson gives us the cure to our mutant powers. Naturally, it doesn't immediately cure us. For now, we've gained a new mutant power that I don't really understand and haven't really used. Also, this is where the game really turns into Halo. I don't think we're in Arizona anymore, Toto. I'm pretty sure there's an Alienware computer joke in here somewhere. These computers give you health and grenades, though, instead of overpriced prefab computers. Am I interrupting something here? These Greys are a sort of mini-boss. They spawn soldiers constantly until you kill them, and they have a lot of health. They show up 4 different times, I think, and each encounter is a little bit different. Hey, it's the mid-boss again! He's almost the exact same as before, but he breaks open these capsules with amoebas inside. They have an obvious weakness using the sci-fi black hole grenades. You can take them out pretty dang easily though. This final area is pretty cool. It opens up to a giant UFO and the taxi service pulls right up to you. You cross a bridge and it's final boss time. It's not exactly an ultimate use of the skills you learned over the course of the game. Just shoot the panels and avoid the flames of hell shooting out of it. That's the game. Ethan ends up quoting a famous philosopher and summing up the mission as a complete failure that succeeded in saving all of humanity. I do love this game, even though it's clear that it aged since release. I might be looking at it with a bit of nostalgia goggles on, but I really enjoyed my time playing it. Tune in next time for... Hey, wait a minute. This game has a sequel?